Hi guys, I don't know if you can hear me. I am very new to this situation and have absolutely no idea what can be heard. Please, if you are listening, let me know if you can hear me. Also, let me know if you can't hear me, because otherwise it's going to be really awkward and I'm just going to be sat here and like talking to myself. Hi, Mambo. I'm just going to wait for a few more of you to pop on. I also apologize for this terrible, terrible lighting. There are really no excuses other than the fact we don't really have any other lights. I've got my tree behind me, which we had to move for the sake of this video, and a little lamp, but the overhead lights are kind of letting us down. Please let me know if you can hear me in the comments. Like I say, I am totally new to this live stream scenario, but I thought that I would check it out. Hello. Let me know if you can hear me, guys. I feel like I'm just gonna wait a few. I've got my hot chocolate. Grab yourselves a beverage whilst you wait. It is a little bit empty now as I've had a fair few slurps in the meantime. Also today, very excitingly, I picked up myself some heroes. Have you guys tried these before? Any Kenyans tried any heroes? It's quite blurry. You probably can't see, but there's a load of like chocolate bars and stuff. And in the UK, this is one of our, yay, somebody says you can hear me. Good news. Thank you for letting me know. I'm fine, thank you. How are you? Hope that you're all doing well. I was just talking about my chocolates that I picked up in Food Plus. Yeah, in the UK, these like chocolate boxes or tins or whatever you call them are very popular at Christmas time. So we did have a small box of Quality Streets, and I couldn't resist this today. Hi Jennifer, thank you for tuning in. But I'm not so good at the whole posting of photos thing. I also don't know where to look on the screen. I don't know if I should be looking all the way at the top of the camera or just like facing the screen. No idea. So do excuse my little like first timer issues. Someone says, hi, yes, are you leaving Kenya? All to be revealed. Hi Joseph, thank you for tuning in. Manchester United fan zone. Hi, how are you? I'm fine, thank you. I hope you're all doing okay. Jennifer says she loves the tree. Thank you. It's very, very pink. Coco and I had the say with our pink baubles. So you probably can't tell the actual colors. I've shown it on some past vlogs though. And there's an angel at the very top, which cannot be seen. But I love my Christmas tree. So yeah, I asked over on Instagram stories anyway for you guys to send some questions in, and I got a fair few, to say the least. Where is Coco? She is in bed. She goes to bed at 6 o'clock. I was actually going to do it at 5 p.m, but then I changed the time because 5 p.m. is hectic in our household with bathing Coco, giving her supper, sending her to bed, all of those scenarios. And I was like, if we do it at 5, it's just going to be chaos and I'm not actually going to be able to sit here and talk to you guys, which is what I wanted to do. It would be fun with Coco, but also it's a little bit daunting doing a live YouTube video for everyone to see with a 3-year-old. I don't know how you guys feel about that. Let me know. I love your family. Oh, thank you. So let me just start cracking on with some of these questions that I was asked. I can't remember if I finished talking about that or not, but here goes. What are your plans for your YouTube channel come next year? The plan is really just to keep uploading. I had a little bit of a minor blip last year, and I just sort of like got off the swing of the whole YouTube thing, and then just couldn't seem to pick it up again. And then it took some comments for people to say, like, to remind me of the reason that I started the channel, to like pick it back up again and to get back in the flow of it. So I just need to keep reminding myself of those reasons and just keep uploading. And I actually, when I first started my channel, I wrote down this little post-it note, which literally has no writing on it now because the sun has faded it. But the post-it note is here to remind me. I wrote on a little message, just keep uploading, when I first started my channel. Like, the number one important thing to do when you start a channel, just keep uploading your videos. So even though the post-it note no longer has any writing on it due to the sun shining in on it, it is still there on my wall, reminding me just keep uploading. Somebody says, how did you enjoy the Christmas nyama choma? Secretly, I actually didn't remember what it tasted like, because I literally can't. I think it was like 4 years ago or something since I had a proper nyama choma, and I thought I remembered what it tasted like, but when I was eating it, I was like, wow, this brings back a lot of memories. I actually spent, for those who don't know, I was first in Kenya in 2009, and I spent Christmas here with a Kenyan family that I was living with. And we did like a proper Kenyan Christmas, which would have been great for the vlog, but it was a few years ago, and had the old nyama choma and everything then. So the whole day itself was like so nostalgic. It brought back so goodies, which was like my favorite part of it. It was like doing that whole Kenyan Christmas experience again, which was really, really nice. Would love to hear you speak Swahili. So would I. No, I can listen, I can hear. I can't even speak English. So how am I supposed to speak Swahili? I can hear Swahili, like I can understand a lot that's being said. I can hear Swahili, like I can understand a lot that's being said, but to actually speak it, I just feel like I get confused and I just panic. But to understand it, so if like Ben's on the phone and he's talking in Swahili, or like I'm overhearing quite a bit of what they're saying, but speaking it is my downfall, which should be a New Year's resolution, to try and do better at that. Where are you going? Okay. We shall see. Do you enjoy living in Kenya? Somebody says. Yes. I mean, we're here, and Ben's been here since he was a kid. He was 14, I think, when he moved here. Oh, by the way, guys, Ben is not here also. He's gone to town with his friends. And I actually sent him packing 5 minutes early because I was like, you can't drive, you can't disturb my video with your noisy car. So I sent him off a few minutes early. Otherwise he would be sat here with us on the tree, but he is not. Yeah, anyway, why do I keep rambling? He came to Kenya as a 14-year-old, I believe. And then I came first time in 2009, and we've both remained here ever since. We have, yeah, it's just become home, and it's weird that this is basically how I've spent my entire adult life in Kenya, and it's actually quite daunting to think of living anywhere else, to say the least. So yeah, we do enjoy Kenya. Obviously there's pros and cons wherever you go, wherever you live. Oh no, Jennifer says she can't hear me. I hope everyone else can hear me, and I hope Jennifer can soon. Can you hear me, guys? Does Coco, yeah, also I should probably explain that the Wi-Fi may drop off at some point. I really, really hope it doesn't, because that would just be annoying. All the power could go off, but that's also quite rare to go off at this time of day. So hopefully it will remain on okay. Am I loud enough? I don't know if I'm loud enough. What? Does Coco have a YouTube channel? No, she doesn't, although she would absolutely love one, for sure. And Ben keeps reminding me that I'm essentially doing this in order for her to gain herself a YouTube channel one day, which obviously is not the reason at all. But with the way that someone says they can hear me and then someone says they can't, and then someone says loud and clear. Oh no. So yeah, anyway, I'm sure being the character that she is, it's not going to take her very long to start demanding that she gets her own camera. And the problem is it's going to be me creating her videos, which is going to be quite amusing. So yeah, anyway, watch this. Who knows if Coco will get herself a channel. Have you ever visited Karen area more so the mall? Yeah, we go to Karen. You mean, is it the hub? Sorry, I'm really terrible at directions. We've been to the hub a lot. Oh, good. Oh, there's Ben. Ben's logged on. Hi, Ben. Is it easy to get Wi-Fi configured in different parts of Kenya? I know you are based in one place, but we are trying to build in Kenya as well soon. Yeah, it is. It's more expensive if you're like not directly in the city or the towns, but it is possible, yeah. Oh, Jennifer says she has to watch the video another time. Sorry, Jennifer. Anyway, let me crack back on with the pictures. Does it bother you when you get stared at living in Kenya? This person says. No, not really. I think I've lived here now long enough to sort of like block it out. And also I'm quite an unobservant person. I think my family would agree. So I tend to like tune those things out. And actually, I find it weird going back the other way. So like when we visit other places or like going back to the UK, and then not being stared at all the time, if that makes sense. God bless you too, Jennifer, and Happy New Year. So yeah, I find it weird the other way rather than finding this weird. I think now because this is more home. So the things of this place are like what we know or what I now know. And I just, yeah, I kind of just block it out, to be honest. I'm very unobservant when it comes to those things. What does your husband do for a living? I don't know if he's still watching. He tuned in and he said it sounds loud and clear to him. Are you still watching? He has gotten into real estate. So we do. So if I'm looking down here, it's because I'm. But yeah, so we, as you guys know, if you've seen my videos, we build homes and we put them on Airbnb. He also builds houses for other people. We also have our own holiday home business, whereby we buy or build homes, which we then sell as holiday homes. And we're actually in the middle of building our own housing estate in Kuru, so very exciting. So that is how he keeps himself busy. Somebody says, do you get sunburn a lot in Kenya? No, not really, but definitely used to. I think my skin is now definitely kind of used to it. But when I first came, for sure, being on the equator, you get sunburn very fast. So you do have to be careful. Also at the coast, you must make sure to wear sun cream. I do wear sun cream on my face every single day without fail to protect against those wrinkles. But yeah, people do definitely get sunburn in Kenya because it's on the equator. I think the connection is okay now. Some people are asking about the costing of building in Kenya, and I actually wanted to save that for another video because I have we have something else going on that I want to share with you guys. So I'm gonna save those like house cost building sort of things for another video, because there's also a lot of other questions going on in this video, and I do want to make that a bit separate to that. So thank you for those questions, however, and I shall make sure to ask again for more house building questions at a later date. Someone says, how long have you stayed in Kenya? I forgot about my hot chocolate. Cheers, guys. What did I just say? How long have you stayed in Kenya? Yeah, so I think I answered that a bit before. I first came to Kenya in 2009, and then I met Ben in 2010 when I came back for my second trip, I believe it was. And then we got married in 2013, which was when, oh, sorry, Christmas tree, which was when I then officially moved out here, like at the end of my studies at university, and I finished my university course whilst living here. So I've lived here since 2013. Ben has lived here for like 25 years or something like that. Maybe not 25, 20 something anyway. So yeah, quite a while. Have you guys obtained citizenship? Not yet. It's actually something that wasn't really in the pipeline or like in our thinking at all, until the end of this year, I would say, maybe the middle of this year. And we were like, maybe this is something that we should look at. So it could happen, it could happen. Let's see what's going on here before I continue. Have you climbed Mount Kilimanjaro? No, but I would absolutely love to. It was definitely something that I really, really wanted to do before having children. However, I feel like it requires a certain maturity. I don't know if I'm right, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like I wasn't mature enough to make the decision to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. So it didn't happen, and I'm definitely not forgetting about it. One day I shall. I also really want to climb Mount Kenya, and I have suggested to Ben about climbing Mount Everest, even though he absolutely hates the idea. But obviously that would be like ridiculous amounts of money to do. But yeah, Kilimanjaro shall come one day. That would be an epic vlog, actually. Do you snack on Kenyan cheddar? What's the cheddar again? Yeah, cheddar. Yeah, we love cheddar. I hope that you can hear me still okay. Let's see. Somebody says, how did your journey of faith begin? For those who don't know, I was essentially raised as an atheist, I would say. Neither of my parents went to church. Neither of them really believed in God, I would say. God wasn't really spoken about, wasn't a thing in our household. Maybe when we were at school in religious studies, that's how we learned a thing or two, but it was never anything real. Although I will say that even as a child, I always had this sense that there was something bigger watching over me, and I had no idea what that might be. It didn't even occur to me that that could be God, but I always had that sense. And anyway, we had these family friends who were Christians, and unbeknown to us, would always pray for our family. And long story, very long story short, because I could probably talk about this all evening, eventually they brought my mum and dad to know God. And it was essentially through me and my siblings seeing the changes in my parents after giving their lives to God that we wanted to know more, and started going to church ourselves. And we attended Christian youth camps, and made the decision myself to to hand my life over to God. So yeah, best decision ever. That answers it in a very, very quick way. How old are you? I am 30, which, to be honest, when I was turning 30, I was scared. I suddenly felt so old, and it felt like the biggest milestone that I'd been through. And now, after turning 30, I've realized that actually, you know, it's not daunting, it's not scary, but it does feel like you sort of hit this level of maturity once you've turned 30, and like, you know yourself better, you know what you like, what you don't like, you can stand up for yourself more, you know, it just feels like a change, even though it's just an age. I think also when I was 29, I felt myself also going through that change, and then yeah, so yeah, I'm 30, if that answers that. Something funny written on your t-shirt. Mondays are directed by my boss. And whenever anyone reads this, when I'm like wearing it out, I always tell them that Coco is the boss. My Mondays are directed by her, and my everydays. How many siblings do you have? I have a brother, a younger brother, and an older sister. My sister lives in Australia, and she is actually due to have a baby very, 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 very soon. And my brother is in London, in England. Oh, I'm glad to know that someone else got so scared when they turned 30. I would love to know how you actually feel now, like if you feel more satisfied with it. But I do think personally they are quite affordable for, as well, yeah, sleeping 4 to 5 people. Do you buy Matumba clothes? I have not been to the Matumba markets in so long. It makes me sad. I actually went, I think, yeah, Coco was still being carried in like the baby carrier when I was last there. And we actually got some nice things. And then I really wanted to make a big habit of it. But then COVID hit and got in the way, and it kind of went out the question. I think they had to move the market somewhere else, and then I tried to go there, and then I got confused, and then I gave up. And yeah, it was just like that whole crowd thing. It just wasn't a good idea. So, but I will definitely make more of a habit of doing that. Big question. Are you planning for another baby? We get asked this so many times. I'm not even kidding. By friends, family, strangers, everyone. But right now, no, we are not planning for another baby. I feel like before having Coco, I would have always said I would never just want just one child. But after having her, it's like she fulfilled everything in me, like everything, every parent piece of me, every mummy piece of me screaming out to be a mummy. I don't know if that makes sense. But she able, whether that's something that happens way down the line or not, I have no idea. But no, there's no baby plans. What is the market for Airbnb like? I would say it's really good. And I would say since the pandemic, it's actually picked up a lot because a lot of people want to, they don't want to go into like a hotel scenario where it's busy, there's a lot of people around. They want their own space and their outdoor space. And it's just a bit more private. And I think a lot of people have gone after that. So I feel like since that, it's really, really boomed. And yeah, we've been really, really blessed by both of our Airbnbs. So it's definitely something that we are very, very happy that we got into. And also we just timed it right, which doesn't seem to work too often with us, but we timed it right with that. And we really focused, in 2020, we really focused when we were just like at home and we couldn't really go anywhere because of lockdowns and stuff. We really focused on getting our first Airbnb ready, and yeah, I'm glad that we did that. very glad that we did that. Do you miss your friends in the UK? So much. So much. And I would love to have gone back for Christmas. But because my sister is in Australia and she's due to have a baby, like I said, really, really soon, hopes are high and prayers are strong that we're going to be able to make it to Australia at the beginning of next year. So I just said, let's not do the UK thing. Let's just prepare ourselves to go to Australia instead. But yeah, I would love to be able to see all of my friends and family in the UK so much. It shall happen very soon though, I have my belief. Does Ben get stuck in Nairobi traffic a lot? He doesn't actually go to Nairobi as much as he used to. He used to go, well, we have an office there still. So he used to go there. And he used to have an apartment down there. But we actually, I don't remember if I really shared this in a vlog or not. But we actually decided to give up our apartment as he just wasn't spending the time there. For fun. Somebody says, I'm very astonished of how guys from abroad get settled in Kenya so comfortably. It's so touching to me and I'm very happy for that. Oh, that's so kind. I love that. I think I don't know what it is, but I feel like everybody that comes to Kenya like leaves a piece of their heart here. And I don't feel like Kenya is somewhere where you can just come once. I feel like once you've come, you just have to keep coming back. It is literally like every person leaves a piece of themselves in Kenya. And that was how it was for me anyway. When I came here in 2009, I just knew that Kenya was going to become home, basically. And it was a real mental battle for me to know that it wasn't possible at that point in time to make Kenya home, but it was my home. And it was a confusing time. But yeah. Which football club do you support? You're probably going to hate me, but I don't support any football clubs. I never watch football and I never really have. And my dad and my brother have never been into football. And I've never had boyfriends that are really into football. And yeah, it's just never really been a part of my life in any way. So sorry if I've offended all of you. Have you ever gotten malaria? Thankfully, no. I have not, even though I get bitten ridiculous amounts. But I also weirdly think, not to malaria, but when I first came out here, I would react so bad to mosquito bites. And like they would bite me all over my face and everything. It was horrible and just looked horrible. But now if I'm bitten, and I never used to feel them biting me, which was also weird. Whereas now I feel them biting me, but it's really, really rare if they actually leave a mark. Like it'll leave a mark immediately after, but it quickly goes away. So yeah, I feel like I've actually developed an immunity to the actual bite itself. Not to malaria though, sadly. Somebody says, do you want to do a collab with Dave Manny? Yeah, that would be cool. I recommend you learn Swahili. That will make you attract more local subscribers. I feel like, yeah, this definitely has to be one of my 2022 goals, is to spend more time actually learning to speak Swahili. Like I said, I can understand quite a chunk if I'm overhearing a conversation or something. But to actually speak it, I feel I just haven't spent enough time. Like, I feel like people just talk to me in English, which is fine. But also, it hasn't forced me to learn the language, to actually be able to speak the language, which is really sad. So yeah, I do need to make more of a concerted effort with that. Do you have any handcrafted like African stuff in your house? I actually do, up there, which is what I'm looking up on the shelves. However, I will need to stand on the chair in order to show you guys, which could end really, really terribly. So I'm probably not going to do that right now. But yeah, there were a few bits that I got when I first came to Kenya, and also then traveled to Tanzania. And they're very, very special. So they set very high up on our shelves, so not to be touched or broken. But yeah, it's nice to, as we live in Kenya, it's nice to ensure that we incorporate that within our house as well. I love your content. Thank you. Somebody asked, what is my favorite holiday? I think, to be honest, I've had a lot of really good holidays. And like as a child, I would say my favorite holiday was going to Florida with my family, which was absolutely insanely incredible. And I would love to be able to take Coco one day. So yeah, that was probably my favorite childhood holiday. But my favorite holiday as an adult would definitely be Cape Town. Even though, okay, we've been twice, and both times I've got like ridiculously sick, and which is really, really annoying. So the first time we went, we didn't yet have Coco. We actually went with a friend of ours, and I essentially got pneumonia, which was a big annoyance. And yeah, I was so sick. And the second time was just like this really, really terrible cold respiratory thing that I picked up. Quite similar to the first time, not as bad. But anyway, despite, and I always say to people, despite the fact that I was so unwell, especially on the first time there, it's still, oh no, someone says connection is unstable. I hope you guys haven't lost me again. Says there's a spider on the wall behind me. Where? If you mean this, even when it rains, it just seems to like the ground just like sucks it up immediately. So yeah, it's constant dust. And then it leads to things like dry skin, chapped lips, you know, all of those lovely, wonderful things that you have to deal with. But yeah, there's a lot of dust at the moment. It does settle down, especially in obviously rainy season, when there's enough rain to like for the ground to actually remain wet, which is quite nice. Fave Kenyan food. Oh, I don't know. Obviously, chapati is like high up there because I feel like it's one of those things that you can sort of have with most things, especially Coco. She could just have chapati all the time. But I think I'm probably going to have to say a mena. If you've been watching my vlogs for a while, you probably know that a mena with ugali and skuma wiki are like that's like my go-to Kenyan dish. And I feel like, I don't know, let me know in the comments, but I feel like a mena is one of those things you either love it or you hate it. So many people I ask about it, it's literally either one or the other. Oh yeah, I love it, or no, that's disgusting, I hate it. But for me, I don't know, the flavor of a mena, so good. For those who don't know what a mena is, they're tiny little silver fish, and you cook them up with like an onion, tomato sort of saucy thing, and you make it quite salty, or they are quite salty. Not sure. But yeah, the flavor, I just love it, so good. Love your content, keep up, and hope you're not leaving Kenya. Thank you so much. Nakuru or Nairobi? I would have to say Nairobi offers the the like big city life, like the mall life, the cinema life. You know, there's like seems to be more to do on that whole front. But I am just a country girl at heart, and even though Nakuru is now a city, congratulations us, it is just much more country and also just much less traffic. And yeah, whilst I love spending time in Nairobi, I really do. I don't think I could live there because of the traffic. I wouldn't really want to sit in that traffic day in, day out. But I do love spending quality time there, as you probably also know from watching my vlogs. Do you stay at Lamac? That is where our apartment used to be. Yeah, Lamac Apartments in Nairobi. We used to have an apartment there. But I was saying just before that we decided to give that up as it was just basically really unnecessary. As Ben was no longer based in Nairobi as much, we do still have our office in Nairobi, but yeah, he just didn't need to spend as much time there. So we decided we didn't need to continue on that apartment, sadly, because we did really, really enjoy it. And we have some good memories there. It was really nice. Have you been to Zanzibar? I went to Zanzibar when I was first in Kenya. We went for literally one day to Tanzania with like a group of other volunteers. And yeah, we decided just to hop over to Zanzibar for a day. I can't remember the reasoning for it, but basically it just rained the entire time, which was really, really sad because obviously Zanzibar is so beautiful and so sunny most of the time. So we definitely need to put that on our bucket list to make sure that we take Coco there because she would adore it. Where are Ben and Coco? Ben is out with friends and Coco is fast asleep in bed. She goes to bed very, very early. I was actually going to do this video a bit earlier so that she was awake, but then I decided that it would be complete chaos. With like how chaotic our home gets at 5 p.m. with preparing for Coco's bedtime, but also B, with having a 3-year-old on a live video, it just didn't, it's a bit scary, but maybe next time. What's your hometown in the UK? So I'm from Suffolk in the UK, which is right on the coast. It is so beautiful. And if we ever went back there to England, I don't think I could live anywhere else but Suffolk. It's like my favorite place in the UK. It's just so countryside-y, and then there's beaches and there's forests and there's big walks and there's, I love it. Fave Mall in Nairobi. I would say you can't compare these malls because they're very, very different malls, but they're both good for like their own thing. So my favorite mall is probably Village Market because of how it is. Like I'm not a big, what's going on with my hair here? I'm not a big lover of shopping. Sorry, if you can see this doo-doo flying around, it's just like a moth flying around me, so just ignore that. Yeah, I'm not like a big lover of shopping. So I feel like Village Market offers that like mall scenario without really feeling like you're stuck in a mall because it's mostly just outside, like the whole food. What is that noise? Oh, it's just my dog itching. Yeah, like the whole food court and everything is outside. It's just a really, really nice place to be. It feels like almost like you're in a little village or something rather than a mall. Does anyone agree with me? I don't know. Someone was laughing that I said doo-doo. I know, it's so bad that I always like slip into saying those things. And some people watching this video would have no idea what I'm talking about. And also like when I go back to England and stuff and it happens, I always forget to explain myself. So then people are questioning me like, Toto. If I say Toto, they're like, what's Toto? I have to explain it over and over again. Favorite hotel in Nairobi? to be honest, we haven't really stayed in that many hotels. We stay at the Ibis just for pure convenience. I feel like it's in a good location. But I feel like we're going to go more down the Airbnb route. We stayed at an Airbnb with my mum the last time that we were there, and it was really nice. I did a vlog on our time there. So yeah, that was a really, really nice. It just felt like more of like a homely thing rather than just going to a hotel room. And I also like the fact that you can take your own food along, so you don't feel obliged to have to eat out for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. You save your money too, which is always good. So yeah, I haven't stayed in enough hotels in Nairobi to be able to give like a valid favorite. Do you think you'll live in Kenya forever? So many people ask us if Kenya is home for good, but I always feel like my answer is I don't think anyone can decide that far in advance what their life is going to look like. Anything can happen. And for now, Kenya is very, very, very much home. And obviously this is where our business is, this is where our home is. And we've just really, really settled here. Someone says you're red. Am I? I feel like it's just the lighting. Is that what it says? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't say you're red. Oh, I don't know. So what was I saying? This is the problem with getting distracted by the comments down the side. But yeah, I feel like for now Kenya is very much home. But life is just up in the air, and also we just need to make sure that we go with the flow. And I feel like if you have set concrete plans, that this is what you want your life to look like, or you know, if any sort of change happens, it feels like it's pushing against your desires. Whereas I feel like as a family, we go with the flow and quite laid back within that. But yeah, this is where business is for us right now, and this is where our home is. And obviously we've made friends here, and our parents are both here. So yeah, Kenya is definitely home right now. What is your favorite Bible verse? I would say my favorite Bible verse is Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. I think that was a verse I was given when I was 18. And I think, yeah, I was 18. And I didn't really know like the direction that life was going in for me. I didn't know where to go in life. I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing in life. I didn't feel like I had any sort of like a calling or anything. And someone in my church, an old guy actually in my church, gave this scripture to me. And since that, it's been like such a pressing verse. Just knowing that God knows the plans that he has for my life, and that there's a hope and a future for me, no matter what that might look like. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite Bible verse. And also I found a while ago, what's it called? Like a little sign. I feel like that's what it's called. And it had it written on it. I can't actually remember where I bought that from, but it's been on my bathroom window ever since I bought it. And every day I open the blinds and it's there for me to see. And it's just like subconsciously going in constantly, which I feel like is really, really good to do with scripture. Somebody says, does Coco go to school? She does, yeah. I was actually going to hold her off for a while. I felt like she was really young and I didn't want to put her in like a school scenario quite so young. So we're actually going to hold her off until she was like 6, 7. But then, you know, things change, of course. And also her little friends that we used to hang around with, they started going to school, and I sort of felt like I was depriving her of socialization, because where we live in Nakuru is just like, people are scarce. So being such like a social butterfly, like a social child that she is, yeah, I really wanted to make sure that she made, yeah, she just spent time around other children, really. And so that's where that decision came from, not really for the learning aspect at this point, but more so for the socializing. So yeah, she does nursery and she goes 3 mornings a week, so it's not really intense, but she absolutely loves it. And she can't understand why she's not going right now, because it's Christmas holidays. So she'll be very excited when I tell her again that she can go back to school. Favorite music genre? That's a hard one. I feel like, to be honest, I listen to a lot of worship music, like on the way to taking Coco to school. We have our worship music blasting. So that is definitely one of my favorites. And also like around the house, I love that. So yeah, I don't really have like a favorite genre other than that. Truly love your content and the authenticity of your life experiences. What would you advise someone who may have to give up their land investment to pay down a big debt and start all over again? I feel like, I don't know, I'm not really in a place to advise for that, but I feel like paying debt is always a good thing. I don't like debt in any way. I feel like it makes me feel claustrophobic, and just getting that and rid of that and being able to start again is a good thing. But also, I feel like I can't really speak, because also I know land investment is so amazing, and to give that up would be a big shame. So if there's another way that you could work towards paying the debt and to keep the land, that would be how I would do it. Obviously, depending on how big the debt is. What do you miss about home? Love your vlogs and sweet, sweet Coco. Thank you. Other than the obvious family and friends, I don't know. There's quite a bit. I miss the food. I miss the good British food, good British fish and chips and things like that. And being able to like take long walks in the countryside would probably be up there in what I miss. Like I'm a big walker. I love like taking long walks. Like I'm the sort of person that would book a holiday just to spend the entire holiday walking. Yeah, I just love that. So that's definitely something. And with my best friend, one of my best friends back in the UK, we used to literally just walk and talk and for hours, and it was just so good. And I feel like that's something that is really, really hard to do here, other than like going to the forests in Nairobi, which is I think one of the reasons why I really love going to the forest there. But yeah, I think that's probably pretty high up there and one of the things I miss. Watching from Rwanda, thank you. Can you hear or talk Swahili? I can understand most of it, but speaking it, not so much. Do you make full English breakfast in Kenya? Yes, I have definitely done. But I also feel like if we have a big old English breakfast, which is like the egg, the bacon, the sausages, the fried toast, the mushrooms and tomatoes and blah, 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 blah. If I start my day off like that, I just feel like really, really greased out. So yeah, every now and again, I definitely enjoy it, but it's quite a rarity. I feel like if you guys watch us enough, you know that we are big fans of our breakfast oats. And it's just like a good way to fill up for the day and yeah, to, I don't know, start the day off a bit healthy. Also in England, I think like having the full English breakfast meal can often be also had at dinner, if that makes sense. So we tend to eat our like dinner meal at lunchtime here, in our household, I mean. So when my parents came over a while ago, I did that for lunch and it was pretty good. What were your culture shocks back then? The first time I came to Kenya, I think you mean. Gosh, it feels like forever ago. What were they? I always say that I think the culture shock is worse going back to the UK than it is coming here. And even the first time after coming here, I remember saying the same thing, that going back to the UK, the culture shock was like huge. Even just seeing the fact that, because in England we have white sugar rather than like beige sugar, just seeing that for the first time made me want to cry. And seeing like the houses on the road without walls and fences and electricity wires around and things like that, I always feel like it's so much worse going back. And I think the first time I came to Kenya, we arrived and it was a big buzz because we arrived with this group of volunteers who we'd also only met like 1 or 2 times, and we were just all very excited. So I think the culture shock, like the actual culture shock moments, didn't really sink in, whereas when we went back to England, they did, if that makes any sense at all. What's your favorite running weather? Cold. I actually ran this morning, and if I leave it too late in the morning, I have to go around 6:30 so that I can run for like at least an hour before it starts getting really hot. But I left at 7 this morning, so I finished at just past 8, and it was already just getting a little bit too warm. I feel like obviously it's now like the hottest time of the year in Kenya, so the sun just seems like that bit more intense. But I love it when I wake up and I see like a cloudy morning and like throw on my running gear and off I go. Who does Coco get the big personality from, you or the daddy? She's such a joy to watch. Oh, thank you. She actually really reminds me of my niece on Ben's side. Really big fun personality and very outgoing, very social. So she really reminds me of her for sure. I think as a child, I was a lot more shy than Coco is. Mum and dad say that I had moments where I would like randomly wander off with someone I didn't really know. But the actual personality wise, yeah, she's a loud character, that one. So yeah, I think I would say it's from her daddy's side, although it could be a little combination. What made you choose Kenya over a more developed country like South Africa to relocate to? Basically, I came to Kenya on my gap year when I was 18, and I had absolutely no idea where I wanted to go other than the fact that I wanted to go to Africa. And so I signed up to like a charity, and it was called Changing Worlds, I believe. And when I signed up, they sent me through a big like package of leaflets of all of the countries in Africa that they send people out to. And I remember just like flicking through them all, not really thinking about, oh, which one do I want to go to? And Kenya just like popped out at me. No idea why, but all of the others was just like, I was just, yeah, I don't know why. I have no idea. They weren't even in my thinking. As soon as I saw Kenya, I just knew that that was where I had to go. So obviously then I just, after I'd been here, then this was just seemed like the inevitable place to come to. Is that the right word? I have no idea, but like to the right place to come back to again. Also being so young and traveling alone, I felt like I wanted to, when I was returning, to return to a country that I'd been to, a country that I'd already made friends in. So it just made, and then obviously I met Ben here. So yeah, that's why Kenya was chosen for me rather than I chose Kenya. Have you seen snakes in Kenya? Yeah, actually, yes. We live on Ben's parents', well, right next to Ben's parents' piece of land. And they have chickens on their piece of land. There's that moth again. And there's a lot of snakes that like to go to the chicken coop. So yeah, I think say my connection is unstable again. I hope you guys can hear me well. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this anyway. I feel like most of this has just been me rambling, and I think answering questions is like not one of my fortes in life because I get so easily distracted. I think that's also where Coco gets her distracted personality from. Probably me. Oh, there's my alarm. Yeah, I get so easily distracted with things. So answering questions is quite tough for me, but I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Is Ben still doing enduro? For those who don't know, enduro is like dirt bike racing, which Ben maintained the Kenyan champion of for quite a while. But sadly, he decided to focus a bit more on business, and once Coco came along, didn't really want to be going and spending weekends practicing, training and racing, as opposed to spending time with her and also just focusing more on business. So yeah, that was kind of, and I also feel like he was at the top of the game, if you know what I mean, and there was nowhere really further to take it other than to take it abroad, which he also loves doing. He's raced in Romania several times, in England, and yeah, I feel like that's what he would focus on if he were to pick up the enduro racing again. Let us have Coco on next time. That would be fun. I agree. That would be fun. My worry is that she would do something that couldn't be edited out. Because you know what 3-year-olds are like. Do you eat Kenyan food or you prefer British food? Actually, it's funny because recently I've been really annoyed at our British culture. I wanted to like start focusing on a culture of food that's really like, I don't know, vegetarian based, and I feel like British food is so not vegetarian. It's actually quite rarity. I feel like we do it when we have guests over, or like at the weekend. Every once in a blue moon I'll cook up a roast, which I actually really enjoy eating, but it's a big old job. So yeah, anyway, I've decided to like also have more days where we also enjoy more Kenyan food. I think for a while we were having it like once a week, and yeah, I just kind of wanted to get more into like learning the whole Kenyan culture of food and the Swahili culture of food, and looking up some vegetarian dishes and like lentils and beans and things like that within the Kenyan culture, and spending time really like refining those skills as well. So yeah, well, I like a good combination of the two. Sorry, that's my dog's barking. Which weather do you so far like here in Kenya? Or do you mean which weather do I prefer here or the UK? Or obviously I prefer sun. I don't like it when it's like intensely hot, and also because our house has a lot of windows and a lot of glass, and when the sun's beaming in on us, it gets really hot in here. So I don't particularly enjoy that. But I like a good hot day when you're outside, enjoying the weather and stuff. I don't like being cold to the bone, but I do appreciate when we go on holiday and we're cold in the UK because it's different. But having to live there, I think I would struggle with that quite a bit. So guys, I'm just going to answer a few more questions. I don't want to ramble for too long. It has been an hour, even though it's absolutely flown by for me anyway. Yeah, I don't want to ramble on too long. So I will answer a few more of your questions and then wish you all a good night. How safe do you feel doing road trips in Kenya? I actually feel really, really safe. Obviously, you have to bear in mind advice and paying attention to the government and their recommendations and things like that. But yeah, we've never been in a situation whereby I haven't felt safe that I can remember. When I first came to Kenya, it was a different story because I was 18. I was with a group of girls, young girls, and there were definitely scenarios where we all questioned our safety. Whereas now I feel, well, it's, you know, it's come like it's 10 years later or 12 years later or whatever it is. So it's come on leaps and bounds since that anyway, like the whole security level anyway. But also traveling around with Ben rather than a group of girls just makes it a lot more secure, I do think. Someone's asking about the cost of living in Kenya. And a lot of people are really, really surprised to hear how expensive it is to eat in this country. Obviously, if you're eating like Kenyan local foods and shopping at the market and stuff like that, you can get them a lot cheaper. But prices of food are insane here. I would probably spend shopping at a supermarket in the UK. I would probably spend a third of what we spend on a weekly shop in Kenya. And also just things like buying a car. So that's probably about 3 or 4 times the amount that we would spend in the UK. And people are always so shocked to hear this because they just assume that in Kenya things are cheap, which is a really, really wrong assumption to make. It is very expensive to live here and prices are actually increasing. So, yeah. I think I've answered everything. What did you get up to? What does that mean? That's from David. Hi, David. So anyway, I hope that you guys have enjoyed this. Please let me know in the comments if you would like me to do this again. Obviously, I won't do it anytime soon because I think I've answered a decent amount of your questions. Thank you so much for asking so many questions. You've really kept me entertained for the last hour and 7 minutes almost. Hi, Samburu. What does it say? Santuri. Sorry, my eyes are blurring now. I've been staring at the screen. Is there many expats in Kenya? There is actually quite a few, especially in Nairobi. I can't give you a number, but yeah. Watching from Canada, Alberta, Canada. Oh, thank you. So yeah. Anyway, guys, sorry if you've just logged on, but you can go back and watch this again. It will remain here. Love your channel. Oh, thank you. Someone's asking if I answered questions about houses and land prices. I will do that in another video. I want to save that for like a separate thing, as there's something happening with a potential other build that I want to share with you guys. So I want to save that for another video. Sorry about that. Yeah. So yeah, I hope that you guys have enjoyed. Please make sure to like if you liked this and let me know your thoughts in the comments below about doing this again another time. I thought you were Dutch of South Africa. Nope, I am British. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so that you get notified of any future videos. I tend to upload now on Mondays. That day may change, but a weekly video shall continue. And I have no idea how to stop this from how to finish this. So I'm just probably going to sit here and work that out. Oh, there we go. End stream. There we go. As you can see, I didn't really get very far on my hot chocolate. It's now cold chocolate. And I didn't even eat any of my chocolates. Still a full box of heroes. We do actually have friends coming over tomorrow, so they can enjoy those with us. So thank you so much again. I hope that I answered most of your questions. I don't think there were any big ones that I left off. And I shall catch you guys again on the next vlog. Merry Christmas, everybody. Somebody says Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And I'll catch you guys next time. Good night. Bye.